Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 6th May 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. First, I will generate daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones, then NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain, and then I will generate sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for all the income trades, and finally I will generate stop buffers based on daily ATR in today's video. Even before that, those who wants to learn free supply demand zone price action course, all the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So from our channel homepage, click on the tab post. In case if you see community tab, click on the tab, then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link. Click on the link. Now you get access to all the training lessons. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page, starting from lesson 1.1. I kept all the videos in an order, so please go through all these lessons one by one. And those who wants to learn this course according to my training instructions, I placed the training instructions at our Telegram channel. So I provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So go to the Telegram channel. In the old messages you can find, or even in the pinned messages also, I kept the training instructions. Okay, now let's generate the reports. So first, I'm going for daily time frame. Let us find the stocks near to the daily demand zone. So total we got 23 stocks. So let us identify daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Excuse me. ACC is not valid because it is a pierced zone. If you are having interest on the pierced zone strategies, you can apply, but you can't use HLQ zone. Not valid. And the first valid one is ICICI GI. ICICI General Insurance is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. And then we have Obra Realty is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We identified total 2 daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay. Next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. IRB is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. And Wipro is having daily high liquidity supply zone. So 2 stocks we identified. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. Total we got 23 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. NIFTY Consumer Durable not listed in F&O, so I am ignoring this stock. So CDSL is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Concur is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. DMART is not valid, it is pierced zone. Next, HR Motor is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Laurus Labs is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. M&M, Mahindra & Mahindra is having 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. That's it, right? Yeah. I think total we identified 5 high liquidity, 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next, for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near to the 75 minute supply zones. ACC is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Colpol is having 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We identified two 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. And before we move on to the Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain, I will also generate 125 minute zones, because some of you are using 125 minute zones. Maybe it is helpful to them. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 22 stocks are filtered. Okay, next 125 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Okay, now I am going to generate Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Starting with Nifty, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. This is Nifty monthly supply demand zone chain. Look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and pierced column to find the pierced zones, and also look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. Apply the same rules to the remaining reports, and also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you only few seconds time. Okay, next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 125 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 75 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 25 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 15 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. And the nearest demand zone to the current closing price, serial number 23. Let me put it in the center. Okay, next, generating 5 minute supply demand zone chain for Nifty. And the nearest demand zone to the current closing price is serial number 29. Remaining all are supply zones. So I am adjusting the nearest demand and supply zones in the middle of the page. Okay. So this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. That is nothing but Nifty Bank. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Okay, next, generating 25-minute supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Okay, next we will generate bullish, bearish and sideways trade setups for all the income trades. Starting with monthly income trade sideways trade setup, entry time frame daily, entry zone demand zone, and in the sideways at daily time frame I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score is 11 for sideways and 12 for a bullish or bearish trade setup. So with these filters, we got 6 stocks supporting sideways trade setup for long trade setup. I mean sideways long trade setup. Okay, next sideways shorts trade setup for a monthly income trade. Entry zone should be supply zone, and sideways short trade setup, remaining filter same. I'm filtering. We got 1 stock. Okay, next bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry zone, demand zone, and here daily I am selecting bullish, and a minimum odd enhanced score should be 12, and remaining filter same. Let's filter. We got 12 stocks bullish trade setup. Among these 12 high probability trade setups, let us generate based on this zone confluence. First filter, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. That is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. With this filter, we got 6 stocks. In all these 6 stocks, these daily demand zones are overlapped with the weekly demand zones. And the weekly trend is up in all the stocks. Let us further filter this list based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Two stocks are filtered. That way these 2 daily demand zones are having more high probability to get success compared to the others, previous list. Okay, next we will filter based on LTF, ITF and even HTF also, demand zone confluence. That is a daily, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. I removed EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we should set. This is the first one already enabled. Daily and monthly demand zone confluence, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. That means in both these stocks, these daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zone. Both together overlapped with monthly demand zone. Monthly trend is up in only 1 stock. In this stock, let us verify EMA confluence. Monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence. If the stock is having, then it is having even more high probability to get success. And trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So that 1 stock is filtered. So that way this stock is having more high probability, this daily demand zone having more high probability to get success when prices reaches to this zone. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone, and in bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup at daily I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhancer score 12. With these filters we got 4 stocks. Bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, and entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Okay, we got 4 daily supply zones. Out of these 4, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is a daily and weekly supply zone confluence. That is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. With this filter, out of 4, we got all 4. That means in all the 4 stocks, these daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zone. At the same time, weekly trend is down in all the stocks. Let's verify. Further filter based on weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. So we got 3 stocks. So these 3 daily supply zones are having more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why see some of these stocks are already tested multiple times. Okay. Next we will filter based on LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence. That is daily, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next, daily and monthly supply zone confluence and weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, these daily supply zones overlapped with weekly supply zone. Both together again overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is down in only 1 stock. Let's verify if this stock is having monthly supply zone with monthly EMA confluence. Then this overlapped daily supply zone is having more high probability to get success when prices reaches to this zone. So EMA confluence at monthly, I am checking monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence or not. At the same time, trend on the monthly should not be sideways, it should be downtrend. It is bearish trade setup. So that 1 stock is filtered. So that way this daily supply zone is having more high probability to get success. So that is the reason why maybe this zone is already tested once. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next we will look into sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. In bullish, bearish or sideways trade setup at 75 minutes, I am selecting sideways long trade setup, and zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhancer score 12, and also 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Which zone? Whichever parameters you select here. In this case 75 minutes demand zone. So let's filter the stocks. We got only 1 stock supporting sideways trade setup, long trade for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zone is 75 minutes demand zone. Okay, next let us look into sideways trade setup, short trade for weekly income trade. So entry zone should be supply zone, and also at 75 minutes I am selecting now sideways short trade setup. So I think some mistake I made earlier. Zone achievement should be 11 for sideways. So let me go back and generate again. sideways long with demand zone. I am generating again. 2 stocks are filtered. So earlier this one is filtered because odd and hands score 11. Earlier we selected 12. But sideways trade setup, it should be 11. Okay. Now I am going back. Now let us generate short sideways short trade setup. So entry zone, supply zone, and also at 75 minutes bullish, bearish, sideways. I am selecting sideways short. Remaining filters are same: VOZ, minimum odd and hands score, and pierced zone. But this time these filters are applied to 75 minutes supply zone. Let's filter. So we don't have any stocks. Okay, fine. Next, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frames 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. And another change, it should be bullish. And another third change is the last change, minimum odd and hands score 12. Remaining filters are same. Let's apply. We got 9 stocks. Supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Out of these 9, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on zone confluence. First filter, LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With this filter, out of 7, we got all 7. In all the stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is up in all the stocks. So let's further filter based on daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. In that case, the overlapped 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. So I'm going back in the EMA confluence at a daily. I'm checking daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 daily demand zones are having more high probability to get success compared to the others. Okay, next let us filter based on LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. So I am removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, first filter is already enabled. Next, 75 and weekly demand zone confluence and daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, demand zone confluence, we did not get any stocks. Fine. This is about the bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. At 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and hands score 12, and also pierced count 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 8 stocks. These 8 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. Total we got 8 stocks. Out of these 8, how many are supporting more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the supply zone confluence. So first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. So with this filter, we got 7 stocks. In all the 7 stocks, the 75 minute supply zones, all the 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is down in all the stocks, ITF trend. So let's further filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we got 6 stocks. These 6 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will filter based on LTF, ITF and even HTF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes daily and weekly supply zone confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 and weekly supply zone confluence, and then daily and weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only one stock. So in this stock, this 75 minute supply zone overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. But weekly trend is sideways. So EMA confluence we won't apply because it won't give any advantage in sideways trend. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next we will look into sideways, bullish and bearish trade setups for daily income trade. For daily income trade sideways trade setup, long setup, entry time frame is 15 minutes, entry zone demand zone, bullish bearish sideways trade setup at 15 minutes. I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score is 11 for sideways, and also the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame. I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means zone should not be pierced. Which zone? Whichever the values you selected here. So 15 minutes demand zone in this example. Now all the 3 filters, zone achievement, minimum odd enhanced score and pierced count, they are applied to 15 minutes demand zone in this case. So let's filter. We got 4 stocks. Sideways long trade setup. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for DIT, daily income trade. Entry zone, supply zone, and in the 15 minutes I am selecting sideways short. Remaining filters are same and apply to 15 minutes supply zone. Let's filter. Now we got 5 stocks. This is sideways short trade setup. Okay, next bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone should be demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setups, I am selecting bullish. The only change in the filters is minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. Now let's filter. We got 6 stocks. So out of these 6, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter, LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter. Out of 4, sorry, previously 7, right? Okay. So 6 stocks are filtered. So in these 6 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in all the stocks. So let's filter based on 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. We got 2 stocks. So these 2 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why I see this is already tested 5 times and this one is already tested once. Okay, this is based on LTF and ITF EMA confluence. Next we will look into LTF, ITF and HDF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence, 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. But daily trend is up in only one stock. So that's why in this stock, if daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence, then the overlapped 15 minutes demand zone is having, might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. The EMA confluence at daily time frame, I'm checking daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the daily should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So that one stock is filtered. So this is having more high probability. So this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, supply zone in bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup. I am selecting bearish at 15 minutes. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhancer score 12, and 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 17 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. So we got 17 75 minute supply zones. So total. Out of these 17, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on zone confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. We enable the filter. After applying the filter, out of 17 stocks, we got 16 stocks. Scrolling the list down, total 16 stocks. In all the 16 stocks, these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And the 75 minutes trend is down in all the stocks, ITF trade. So let's verify if any 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. In that case, the overlapped 15 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. So in the EMA confluence, at 75 minutes time frame, I'm checking if 75 minute supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. With this filter, we got only 4 stocks now. So that way these 15 minutes supply zones might be having more high probability to get success compared to the others. Okay, next let us filter based on LTF, ITF and even HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. So I'm going back, removing EMA filter, ITF specific, this one removed. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 8 stocks. In these 8 stocks, all 15 minutes supply zones, these are all 15 minutes supply zones. They are overlapped with 75 minutes supply zone. Again, both together overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is down in all the stocks except the 4th one. So ignore the 4th one and remaining 7 stocks, if daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence because trend is downtrend, then in that case the overlapped 15 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. That we will filter. So in the EMA confluence at daily time frame, I'm checking daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. At the same time, the trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. So these 3 15 minute supply zones are having more high probability to compare it to the others. So this is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. And next we will generate hourly income trade setup, sideways, bullish and bearish trade setups. So for hourly income trade, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup. At 5 minutes I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score 11 for sideways, and also the 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 7 stocks. This is sideways long trade setup. For entry time frame, 5 minutes. Similarly, sideways short trade setup, let us generate. Entry zone is a supply zone. And also at 5 minutes, now I am selecting sideways short, remaining filters are same. Let's filter. We got only one stock now. Okay, next we will generate hourly income trade, bullish trade setup. Entry time frame, demands, entry zone, demand zone, entry time frame 5 minutes anyway. And here in 5 minutes, now I am selecting bullish. The only change in the filters is minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12 in bullish or bearish trade setup. So with these filters, we got 6 stocks. I am not filtering any based on the zone confluence for hourly income trade. So maybe, I don't know if anybody really need hourly income trade. If anybody is tracking the details, please let me know. I will generate. In case if nobody is generating, waste of our time. If anybody want, please inform to Mr. Money. Okay, I am going back. Now I am generating bearish trade setup, hourly income trade, entry zone, supply zone, entry time frame 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes now I am selecting bearish. And 9 stocks we got. This is hourly income trade. So this is about bullish and bearish trade and bearish and sideways trade setups for all the 4 income trades. And final report we will generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So what I do, I keep on scrolling the list, whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.